Hello everybody and welcome to this episode of HipHipBarbaKnitStories. My name is Linda and I'm talking to you from Reykjavik, Iceland. It's been a month since I recorded last. Christmas, New Year, traveling. It's been a busy time of year, and Happy New Year to everybody. On this episode I didn't want to do like my normal thing, going over my whips and and finishes and stuff. I want to make this entirely about my Make 9 2019. I jumped down that rabbit hole and already started I've already started 2 of the projects that I'm gonna do for this year. I'm almost finished with the first one. I'll probably finish it at some point this week. My list is a mix of both knitting and sewing. Now, I haven't been known for my sewing skills up to this point, or, ever. I'm not much of a... me and sewing machines are... I've never felt that bond. But I want to. So I decided to challenge myself this year and learn basic sewing skills. Nothing super fancy, but nothing too boring either. So I want to keep my interests perked so I don't get bored and just decide not to do it. Let's jump right into it. This is in no particular order because it's just, I didn't put it in an order like I'm going to do this first and then this and then this. It's just like a goal list of 2019 of the things that I want to make at some point. It's not a competition in my eyes. I mean, if I decide not to do something or fall out of love with something, it's just, that's how it is. So I'm not gonna put some crazy pressure on myself that I have to finish everything from the list. It's just like my Make 9 dream projects that I had been thinking about for quite some time. I made a list of like 20 projects, I think, in the beginning, and then I kind of went through them and looked at some projects on Rav, and if they didn't really inspire me enough, they didn't make the list. So, and there were also like some projects that I wanted to, that I've been thinking about for a long time, that I put on my list. So, okay, let's jump right into it. The first project on my list is a Finch bucket, which is a sewing pattern by Stitch Mischief. You can buy the pattern for this. It's a project bag. You can buy the pattern on her website, and I bought it quite some time ago. I think it's been like 6 or 7 months since I bought the pattern. And I have some quilting fabrics here that I'm gonna use. I'm gonna try not to buy a lot for this project. I know that I'll have to buy like sewing thread and stuff, but I'm gonna try to use the fabrics that I have. My mom is gonna help me out because she's the best and she knows how to sew, and I don't. So it's gonna be a team effort for my sewing projects, at least for the first few. My mom is gonna help me out to like get me started, and she has been sewing since she was a kid basically, and she just renewed her sewing machine. She got a new one and her old one works fine. She just needed to upgrade it because she sews every single day. So she decided to give me her old sewing machine. So we're gonna have like a sewing weekend at some point, and I'm gonna get started on some simple sewing projects. And I have no hope that I will finish this thing in like a day or a weekend or something, but at least she's gonna take me through the steps and tell me in which order it's best to do it and how. So, and then I'll probably start it and she will be my backup if I get stuck, which will probably happen. I've tried some sewing before and yeah, sometimes it works out fine, but sometimes I get really stuck and I don't know what to do. So this is a project that me and my mom are gonna do. And she was saying that she kind of wanted to make one too. So that's gonna be interesting. I bet you she will finish hers in no time and I will be stuck. Anyway, that's my first project. Or the first project on the list. The second project is the No Frills sweater by Petite Knit. Over the past year or so, I've made quite a few sweaters, and I can tell how much I wear them and how much I enjoy them. So I want more sweaters in my, like handmade, hand knitted sweaters in my collection. And this one is super simple, should be a really quick and fun knit. So I'm really excited about adding that to my wardrobe. I can imagine wearing it with jeans and leggings, or maybe not leggings. I hardly ever wear leggings anymore. Well, anyway, like with jeans and skirts and overdresses and all kinds of, I have a lot of like style images in my mind. So that's what I'm gonna do. And I have the yarns for it ready. And I'm gonna mix the tint Lamoul from Camaros in this beautiful colorway with this beautiful mohair from Walk collection. So I'm gonna mix these two for the sweater. And it's ready here. I just need to wind my mohair and then it's ready for knitting. But first I want to finish a few other things. Like I said, I'm not in any hurry to start or finish any of these projects, just at some point throughout the year. The next project on my list is a Hollyburn skirt. I've seen this skirt around a lot. My friend Tracy has quite a few of them, and I think they are super stylish and they go with every body type. And I kind of want to wear, I want to start wearing skirts a little bit more. I wear dresses a lot, even if it's cold, I still wear them. But I have a lot of jeans as well, so I kind of want to add some skirts to my wardrobe. And this seems like the perfect sewing project for a beginner. So I'm gonna make at least one. Maybe there will be more, but I have planned to make at least one Hollyburn skirt by Sewholic in the year 2019. I will link to all the projects in the description box, like I always do, so you can look at these patterns yourself if you're interested. The fourth project, I have this list here, so I'm always looking down on my notes. The fourth project is a Ranunculus sweater by Knit Cafe Midori. I haven't decided on the yarn combo that I'm going to use. I haven't decided on a color. I haven't decided anything about the sweater, but I have been eyeing it for a long time, and I really want one. So, yeah, I don't have anything to show for that. And I don't have any fabric for the Hollyburn skirt yet, but I'm going to visit my mom at her work soon and pick out something nice. The fifth project is the Nordiska sweater by Caitlin Hunter or Boyland Knitworks. And that's a project that I've already started. I started it when we were traveling in Montreal for New Year's. And I can show it to you here. Here is the front, like the V-neck. It has these cables on the raglan increases. And if you've been watching me for some time, you probably remember me saying that I'm not a fan of doing cables. But on my list there are two cabled projects. This one and one other that I will get to later. And I decided to challenge myself also this year, also regards to knitting. I mean, I know how to cable, it's just never clicked for me. It hasn't been something that I enjoy doing. I love the look of cables, I love cabled projects. I'm just not a fan of knitting them. So I'm hoping that by putting these two cabled projects, they're not heavily cabled, it's just like an accent on the pattern. I'm gonna, like I said, it's a bit of a challenge for myself to get over this fear of cables. It's not a fear, but you know what I mean. So I have been cabling like a boss. It's a simple cable, it's just over 4 stitches, but you know, it's a challenge even for me. And I'm doing the cables without a cable needle, and I think I like that a lot more. And it's easy with this yarn. When I went to Montreal for New Year's with my family, I visited Aspas Tricot, which was wonderful, and I bought some tuku wool. So this is my main color. Oh, I'm going to show like a full skein of it. This is my main color, and these are my two contrasting colors. This one's called Ori, Auri or something. Ray and Val. And I'm super happy with these, and it's a nice yarn to work with. Some people might find it to be scratchy or itchy or rustic or whatever word you want to use, but I'm pretty sure it's going to soften up a lot when I wash it. And yeah, I'm super excited. It's a super cropped sweater. I don't know if I'm going to make it as cropped. I might lengthen the body a little bit before I start doing the color work on the bottom. I haven't really decided. I'm going to get to that point, put it on a longer needle and try it on and see how I like it, like that. So we'll see how long I make it. Might get a little bit longer than the pattern calls for. So we shall see. At least it's started. I'm loving the process of knitting it, and I'm super excited to start wearing it. So that's something. The next project on my list is a Marled Magic shawl by Stephen West. Now, I have made this shawl before. I test knitted it for him 2 years ago when the knit along it was originally a mystery knit along. So I knitted it before it was released and tested the pattern, and I really liked it. And that's kind of how we got to know each other. So it's like, it has like a special meaning to me. And I also, from that shawl came the Marled Magic sweater and dress, which I also made. the first Marled Magic shawl that I made, I have gifted to a friend. It's a big shawl, and I've always wanted to make the shawl again in the, not the same, but like a similar color palette as I did for my sweater. Because those are so my colors, and I wear that sweater all the time, that I imagine that if I make a shawl in this, like a similar color palette, I'm gonna use it all the time. And I'm on the last section, and then I need to bind off. I started it a week ago. Yeah, Sunday last week. So it's a super quick knit. I am changing some things. I am making it on a 4mm needle to get the same gauge as I got for my sweater. The original pattern calls for 5mm and double fingering weight yarns, but I'm doing it on 4mm needles and holding one thread of fingering weight and one thread of lace or mohair throughout the entire shawl. And I'm gonna try to, it's on a million needles because I'm like in the middle of knitting it. Okay, it's supposed to be like this. So this is my shawl. I'm working on the 8th section down here. So I'm using a lot of leftovers from my sweater. Not a lot, like a few. I finished up a lot of the yarns that I was using for the sweater. So I'm using the leftovers that I had that were mostly lace weight or mohair yarns. And then I just added a bunch of different new yarns. And when I do projects like these, like the Marled projects with all the colors and all the... Why is my camera not focusing? Yeah, when I'm doing these projects, these Marled leftover kind of playing with yarns and color placement and stuff, I like to gather up as much yarn in like a similar color family that I possibly can. I didn't buy any new yarn for this project. It was all in my stash. Most of it were leftovers. And then I added some mini skeins from my advent calendar. And then I just had some mohair skeins that really went with it. I had some other full skeins that really went with the colors that I had already picked out. So I just wound a bunch of yarn and made a pile, and it all worked out so well, and I'm super happy with how it's turning out. It doesn't look exactly like my sweater, and I knew that it never would because in the sweater I used up a lot of potluck colors, like one-off colors. So, but I don't mind. I never planned it to be exactly the same as the sweater. Just like the similar feeling, similar color scheme. Yeah, that's kind of what I was going for. And I'm super happy with it, with how it's turning out. So I will probably have that finished and ready and hopefully be wearing it when I record my next episode. So the next project that I have planned is Tegna Talk by Caitlin Hunter. I've wanted this one for quite some time, and it's also a wardrobe piece that I think would look good, both with both with skirts and jeans and all kinds of, I can see a lot of layering options with that top, and also wearing it on its own, like not on top of anything else when it's warm outside, which I hope will happen next summer. I hope we won't get another rainy summer. But I bought the yarn for this quite some time ago, and then I just put it away, and I didn't start the project, and I haven't wound the yarn or anything, but I had it ready to go. And I got the Sparrow base from Quince & Co., which is 100% organic linen, in this beautiful black and white marled color. It's called Rille 257. So yeah, that's the yarn that I plan on using for my Tegna. And I hope the pattern, I think I'm gonna do a little swatch and knit a panel of the lace that's down on the bottom, because I want to see if it turns out well in this colorway. It's not too marled, I think. I think it will turn out pretty good in this yarn. So, and like my backup plan is returning this and getting a single color if it kind of disappears in the yarn. So yeah, that's one plan. And the 8th project on my list is the Lotta Dress it's designed by Olive Knits. It was published in, I think, the 4th issue of Lina magazine. I also have the yarn ready for that. It's Tuku wool sock in the Valo. Oh, it's the same. Valo colorway. And I bought this from Isolta's website for my birthday last year. It was a birthday gift from me to me. So I have that ready, and this is quite high on my list of projects that I wanna get done soon. Hopefully for EYF, but I don't know if that's a realistic possibility at the moment, because I have some obligation knitting to finish before then. Okay, I don't have my 9th project, but I'm gonna go get it. Okay, so the 9th project on my list is the Hyldebær Shawl by Fiber Tales. And I cheated a little bit with this one. I started it on Christmas Eve, or like the evening of the 24th, which is Christmas Eve here. I don't have, excuse me, I don't have a lot of it done. It had to be put away for some other knits that were pressing. So this is what I have done so far. The colorway is not showing up properly. It's okay here. So I'm just working on this, the body of the shawl, which has this cute bubble texture. And the yarn that I'm using is this beauty. I love this yarn. I bought it directly from Rosa Pomar in Portugal, and it didn't take long to arrive at all. And I got it like 2 or 3 days before Christmas, and I had been messaging excuse me, I have been messaging with Leica from Five Tales on Instagram, and I was like, oh, I hope my yarn arrives because I want it to be my Christmas cast on. I mean, it's so beautiful. And this is the second project that has a little bit of cabling in it. So I'm not there yet, but I will do it. And yeah, the yarn is from Rosa Pomar, Soft Donegal. The color is 5549 and it's 100% wool. And it looks like this. It's a tweedy kind of yarn. And I think it's beautiful and it's really wonderful to work with as well. So I'm super happy about that. So that's all of my Make 9 for 2019. I wanted to quickly remind you that my Anything Icelandic knit along is almost over. It finishes on January 15th. Then on midnight that day, like on midnight on Tuesday, I will close the finished object thread, and I'm thinking about doing like a live draw on Instagram or YouTube or something. I haven't really decided yet, but I'm gonna do a live draw. I will do 2 draws. I will do one more draw from the general chatter thread, and then I will do like a final draw from the finished object thread, which is like the grand prize. Eastex has donated a sweaters quantity of lope of your own choice, so you can pick a sweater and give me the info on what sweater you're gonna use, which yarn you want, what yarn colors you want, and which yarn, if it's Plötulope, Léttlope, Álafoss lope, whatever it is, Einband. You just have to pick the colorways, the design, and how much you need of each color. And I will message Eastex and get it all ready, and I will mail out a big package to you. It also has some other goodies like project bags, stitch markers, some locally dyed yarn, and patterns from different Icelandic designers, and all kinds of other goodies. Oh, and the book Design Your Own Lopapeysa by my friend Auður Björt Skúladóttir, among other things. I know that I'm definitely forgetting something. I don't have like the prices here in front of me, but it's gonna be good, I promise. So if you're participating, I mean, if your project is like 90% done, and I know like some people are waiting for one skein of yarn to be able to finish, just put it in the finished object threads. I will look at it, and if I think you're cheating, which I'm sure you're not, but if it's like you only cast on, it's not eligible for prices. But if you just have like a tiny bit left, just go ahead and pop it over into the finished object threads, and I will definitely include it in the drawing. In the draw, yeah. And then I also wanted to say that I already have the next. Oh, Emma. That's Emma. Baldur is sleeping on my knitting. Baldur. Okay. Yeah. He's sleeping. But Emma is trying to say hi to everybody, I think. Okay. Let me see. There we go. Yeah, the next knit along has already been planned. I will announce it on my next podcast, and it's gonna start on February 1st. It's something that me and Steven have been planning between us for a few weeks. So that's gonna be a lot of fun, and we recorded a little thing announcing the knit-along officially, which I will include in my next podcast episode. And then I will open up a thread in the Ravelry group and everything. And you can find all the links to everything that I've talked about in the description box below, as always. So thank you for watching. I will return hopefully next weekend or the weekend after that with like a regular podcast episode. It's been quite some time, and I know I've been a little bit out of the loop. I'm hoping that for this year I can go back to my original plan, which was having this podcast bi-weekly. So I really hope that I can get at least 2 episodes out each month. So let's hope that plan works out for me and those of you who enjoy coming back. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you later. Bye!